am so honored and thrilled to have Tim here with us today. Tim, please, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Shweta. Great to be here for the launch of We Don't Have Time. Thanks also for being, Shweta's also on my advisory council, so we kind of trade off on that. Thanks. So I just thought it might be interesting to talk a little bit about the communications challenge. David Attenborough likes to say saving the planet is a communications challenge because we know the science. It's really now a question of political will, really. And so from the point of view of the organizations that are involved with the Global Commons Alliance, the idea is big transformational change. That's only going to be possible if a lot more people are involved. Right now, there's just not enough political will to move fast enough, to move dramatically enough. So we're trying to use mass media to reach a big audience and at large scale. And I'll give just a couple of examples of the things that we're trying. And this is all experimental because, the media is changing rapidly. The planet's changing rapidly. We're in a big hurry, and we have to keep trying new things. We are started with an alliance with one of the largest millennial news operations called Now This. Many of you may or may not be familiar with them, but they are the largest mobile first news operation in the world. They're reaching 200 million people a month. And so we launched something called Now This Earth, and we're doing daily reporting on the planet, short form video. It's journalism. It's not advocacy. It's, as I said, social first video. It's very people oriented. Well, I'll just show you a brief video. I think if you can go to the next slide. And we just have a little clip as an example of the kind of stuff we're doing. Try advancing from that. Nope. Go back. Okay, well, maybe it's because we're not hooked up to the internet. Okay, well, you can imagine by looking at the picture. But I think that, the idea is, of course, there's a lot of good science and information out there, but a lot of the best is behind a steep paywall. And so most people are not reading newspapers these days. They're not reading books. They're getting their information from social media. So we're distributing daily news about the planet across all the major social platforms. And as I said, we've reached about 400 million people with over 500 stories since we launched that about 15 months ago. If you can go to the next slide. Another thing we're working on is television specials and series. And I don't know if you were able to catch the Netflix special Breaking Boundaries, Science of the Planet, headed by Johan Rockström, who's also head of the Global Commons Alliance scientific group, the Earth Commission. It's an excellent kind of explanation of the planetary emergency in an hour, the science behind it, and not just the scary parts, but also what the solutions are. So that idea of being able to produce major television series and specials is another avenue that we're taking to try to reach different audiences. Third example, if you go to the next slide, is the work we just did at COP. We combined forces with a lot of the major nature-based organizations like WWF, Conservation International, Nature Conservancy, IUCN, to create a single nature-based pavilion, the Nature Zone, and put a newsroom in the middle of it, powered by Eurovision. So we did daily reporting from the Blue Zone, bringing in voices, not just from COP, but also a whole diverse range of voices from around the world, including voices from the Global South, indigenous leaders, and so forth, and put the stories out through the Eurovision Direct Network, which is about 115 affiliates around the world, reaching about 1 billion people, about 7,000 TV and radio news desks. So the idea was to kind of leap over the forum of COP and go to the public at a moment when the public is really interested. The public is increasingly ready to hear more and understand what action needs to be taken. Given the drumbeat of events that are happening now every few weeks, we're seeing unprecedented fires, floods, Arctic ice minimums, and other kinds of things that we've never seen before. Which leads me to the last point. We've launched a new Earth dashboard, which is a portal for the planet that pulls together a lot of the most current real-time data. Oh, sorry, you can go forward a couple more slides. Keep going. One more. One more. Okay. And I think this one, the next slide might actually have something that plays. But anyway, the idea of the Earth dashboard is a single place to go to get real-time data on the state of the planet, looking at all of the physical data that is available now across all of the major scientific platforms that are available, and then integrating into it storytelling and news. See if that video will play. I'm not sure if it will.
Sorry about that. Any final points?
No, that's it really. I think the point is to create a platform where people can really get the big picture of what's happening to the planet in real-time data, which hasn't been possible up till now. And so it's going to live mostly on social media, because every time there's a major event, we have a rapid response team that's going to be putting out on social the data and the stories behind these major events, like another atmospheric river in Canada or another major fire in Australia. You know, we're going to try to connect the dots between this drumbeat of events and the bigger picture of what it means in terms of the major tipping points that we're dealing with and the big solutions we're trying to implement. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Okay.